What is up, everybody? This is AFRIJOE bringing you guys a brand new video of Call of Duty World War II, guys. This is going to be a 30-4 free-for-all gameplay on the map Point du Hoc. This is one of my favorite maps in the game so far. It seems like I have a really good game every time I play on it. I think it's just because it's close quarters, you know, the trench gameplay. But today's commentary is going to be on something that I think a lot of people can relate to, and I've heard a lot of people talk about, and that is the subject of, you know, why Call of Duty will never be the same. So you guys probably have heard of this several times, and you probably thought of it several times yourself, because it seems like Call of Duty is always on the decline recently, and it's just this similar feeling that most people have in the Call of Duty community, besides the newcomers, you know, the young people that have played the last couple games when they come out for the first time. So the first thing we can kind of look at in this is, you know, ask the question, what made Call of Duty so special in the first place? And a lot of the reason I think that people will point to the older Call of Duty, such as Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare, you know, COD 4, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, and say, you know, those are the best Call of Duties, and nothing will ever be the same as those. The reason I think people think that way is one of two reasons, and the first reason is, you know, certain things were going on back in those time periods that may have inclined you to like that game a lot more, you know, if it would have came out today. So what I mean by that is, you might have been in high school or you know, middle school or something, and when that game came out, you know, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2 back in 2009, 2010, 2011, those times might have been, you know, a special time in your life, such as being in middle school or high school, playing with your friends on the weekends, you know, making those memories that if the game would have came out right now, you might not have liked the game as much because a lot of things weren't lining up in that time. So, like, for me, I remember back in that time, back in the Black Ops 1 era, that was my first Call of Duty, and that was the first time that I kind of tasted what Call of Duty had to offer as far as gameplay and, you know, all the things combined. And back to my first point of, you know, certain things going on in your life. For me, you know, I was 11, 12 years old, going through middle school. I was loving life. Middle school was awesome. That was probably my favorite time that I had in school, was around 6th grade. I met so many friends during that time, and it was just so fun to me. And I kind of think that factors in, guys, a lot when we're looking at these games. A lot of people say it will never be the same because those games are just so good. And to a certain extent, that's true. As you guys can see, I just got a triple kill with here with a fighter pilot. But that only goes so far as strictly good gameplay, because if Call of Duty World War II would have came out back in, you know, 2011, 2012, back on the OG consoles, the PS3, the Xbox 360, when those consoles were really popular, I don't think that people would say, I mean, I think people would say that it was one of the best Call of Duties of all time. And I don't think that would be the same with an Advanced Warfare or Infinite Warfare or something like that, you know, one of those futuristic games. But I do think that, you know, a game like Call of Duty World War II, given the time period, it might have reached that proposition. So that's the first point, guys. So the second point that I believe people say that Call of Duty will never be the same is due to the fact of newness. And like I said, it won't be like this for people that just started playing the game, such as, you know, young people that their first game might have been Black Ops 3 or Infinite Warfare or something along those lines. But it is definitely true for the OGs that have been playing Call of Duty for a while, and their first game might have been COD 4 or Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1 or something like that. That the factor of newness definitely factors in, and that's the fact that, you know, that might have been your first Call of Duty. Like I said, for me, my first Call of Duty was Black Ops 1, and that ended up being my favorite Call of Duty. And I think that has a lot to do with it, is you were experiencing something for the first time that you're never going to be able to experience again for the first time. You know what I mean? So that's definitely a huge factor. That's the second reason I believe that. And kind of touching on that point, you know, when something's brand new to you, it's always more special than when you do it again. And even though that these new games come out and there's different features and all those things, I definitely believe that the factor of newness and doing something for your first time definitely has a lot to do with it. And just as something that I can relate that to in real life, for me, when I went to Disney World for the first time, and I've been to Disney World about 4 or 5 times, and don't get me wrong, I love Disney World. It's probably one of my favorite places to go as far as vacation. But the first time that I went there, it was really special to me because I never experienced it yet. Everything was brand new. You know, I never saw the parks. I never rode the rides. Everything was absolutely brand new to me. And that goes along with Call of Duty, guys. When you play your first Call of Duty, you don't know what the kill streaks are, most likely. You don't know what the game brings. You don't know about, you know, all the little features and you know, all the little corners of the game that we know now, you don't know when you play it for the first time. So when you play it for your first time, you're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I love this game. And that's how a lot of people really fell in love with the franchise. And that's two of the main points that I really believe that Call of Duty will never be the same, and why people say that. Now, obviously, other things come into play with, you know, Activision and kind of falling out of touch with the fans, and really, you know, morphing into more of a strictly corporate business model with Call of Duty. Whereas when it started out, it was more towards the community. They had community managers and all these things. And you see people like White Boy 7th Street talk about that. But that's mainly what I think about Call of Duty, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. That's going to be about all for the commentary. So make sure you drop a like and subscribe here if you're new. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.